Chicago got its nickname the Windy City because of the chilly winds coming from Erie Lake, Michigan, then you'd be wrong. According to most local legends, Chicago got the name Windy City because of all the hot-headed politicians bringing the air into the city. That was Jeff Cellini from the New York Times. That's just a little political joke quote I decided to start the speech with. I am going to be talking about Chicago, the city in Illinois. I decided to talk about this because I have a friend who lives there and he really enjoys it. And cities can bring so many different things to our perspective. I'm going to start talking about Chicago, talking about the history of it. It was founded by a man named John Baptiste Pointe de Sablou. That is quite the name. And he was a free slave who came into a trading post. And he started building that trading post, and the railroads started to come in. Eventually, that trading post became a huge city. Now, that city started to grow and grow until there was eventually a fire. This was known as the Great Chicago Fire. And in this fire, 17,450 buildings were burned. That is almost 90% of the city back in the day. They did, however, rebuild the city into a great new city that we have now today. There are many things in this city that we have today. There is, of course, Millennium Park, and that is home of a bunch of fountains, beautiful fountains, and a #1 tourist site in Chicago called the Bean. This bean is like a giant reflective mirror that is supposed to be a cloud, according to the original architect. But people call it the Bean because it just looks like a giant bean. This city also holds the National Institute of Art in Chicago. This institution holds different arts and pieces. It holds about 300,000 of them, and that is a lot of art. It also holds a bunch of different medical shows and opera. Now, I started this speech saying that cities can bring us together and make us think of new perspectives. When I interviewed you guys about if you guys like cities or not, almost all you said you do like cities. The question is, why do we like cities? Because of the different cultures and the different people it brings to us. Chicago is no exception. In fact, it may be the #1 thing when it comes to different cultures and different people. Now, I think about my life, and I think about where I grew up. I grew up in a little suburban town where almost you look around and a bunch of people are pretty similar to you. I mean, if you're in a city, you're in this huge, big, different environment. And this environment brings you together with a lot of different cultures and cities. Look at maybe New York. It has Chinatown and Little Italy. And Chicago has those same things. Those are different, countries into one big city. There's so many cultures that can bring us together, different races and different environments. And when you're surrounded by people who you may think are the same as you and do the same things as you do, that changes when you enter a city because you're in such a different, big environment. And all of that just puts your mind into a different perspective of where you are and really who you are. This can solidify you as the person you want to be because you see everyone else in the city striving to be their best and striving to do their best. And that makes you want to do the same thing and enter these different cultures with a new mindset. And that's why I think Chicago is so great because it just has so many different environments and different places we can go, such as fun tourist places and fun art institutions that show people's different works that they achieved in that city. And if we enter a city like that, we can do monstrous things with our lives. So, in conclusion, I think cities like Chicago can bring us all together and make us the person we want to be.